Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crocheters Creed, and today we are going to be making GIR from Invader Zim, who is my favorite character, and he is super adorable. And I have my little friend over here to help me out with the materials. So the materials that you will need are a lime green or a light green yarn for most of his body, black yarn for his arms, his ears, legs, and tail. You will also need gray for his zipper. You will also need white for the eyes, and I'm using red for his tongue, but you can use a pink, a sort of a darkish pink or a lightish pink for his tongue. It's all up to you, and I'm going to let my friend here, hand me the rest of the materials. Thank you. You will need your 5.5 millimeter hook, your 5 millimeter hook. You'll also need your 4.5 millimeter hook, and your yarn needle, your glue gun, which is optional, as well as your scissors, your glue, and also pillow stuffing, and a stitch marker, which I do not have up here, but yes, you would also need a stitch marker. So let's get started. And before, I just want to say that this is, like the other videos, is I'm just going to be reading out the pattern. It's I'm going to be reading you out the pattern and then assemble it all together. And the pattern is always in the description. So let's get started. Oh, that's really... okay. So this is his head. So, let me get my pattern here. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your 5.5 millimeter hook and your lime green yarn, and you are going to make a magic circle, and you are going to put 10 single crochet into the magic circle. And the starting row, as I call it, because sometimes I don't count the first row as row 1. So the starting row, after you do your 10 single crochet, you're going to chain 2, excuse me, and you're going to half double crochet into the same, back into the same stitch so that it will line up. So go back into the same stitch and do a half double crochet, and then you're going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And after that, you're going to make a half double crochet increase, and then after that, you're going to do 1 half double crochet, and then you're going to do an increase after that, and then after the increase, you're going to do a half double crochet in the next 2, and an increase in the last stitch. Now, if that's not clear, it's going to be basically forming a sort of tiny square. It's not going to be fully square, but it'll start to shape into a square, so just keep that in mind. For row 1, I'm going to try to read this slowly. For row 1, you're going to chain 2, and you're going to half double crochet into the same stitch again to line it up. So go back into the same stitch and do a half double crochet, and after that, you're going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches again. Then after you half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, you are going to do a increase, or a half double crochet increase. You're going to do an increase. After the increase, you are going to put 1 half double crochet. After that half double crochet, you're going to do an increase again. After that increase, you're going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. After that, you are going to do an increase. After that, you are going to do a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to do an increase in the last stitch. Now, for row 2, you're going to chain 2, and I'm not going to read this all out because it will be in the description of the video, but you as you keep going, you'll basically see that it'll start to get wider, and the more half double crochets you will have to add on, and the increases will be at the corners mostly to form a square. So the link will be in this, the pattern will be in the description, and just to be sure, make it clear, if you do not like the pattern, just the pattern being said, and you want it to be done visually, please let me know, because this might be confusing, especially with this pattern or this project. So this is the head. I'm going to set this to the side. Now what you're going to do after the head is the torso. Now the torso is going to look like this. I know my paper fell. The torso is going to look like this. Well, is it going to... Okay, just do it like that. Torso is going to look like this. The link to the pattern is also in the description for the torso. And at the end, as you can see, it's open at the top. Make sure you stuff everything. That is the torso. Now let me get the legs, because he has kind of cute stubby legs, but these are the legs. And the legs you will be using your 5mm hook for in your black yarn. These are the legs. You have the legs, you have the arms, and like I said before, if you guys do not prefer the more of a visual approach where I show you and tell you, then please let me know. This is after the arms and legs. You will have the tail, This is his zipper, which will go down his front like this. So this is his zipper, this cute little zipper, and the buckle point, or the thing you pull down with your zipper, I forgot what this part is called, for the zipper, that's the zipper portion. And these are his ears. They're flat, I know. Those are his ears. And we're almost done with, I'm almost done with showing you the eyes. These are the eyes. And this is his tongue, and I will add the black part in the middle. Now, I know I've said this twice in this video, but I really want to make it clear, because some people want to see it, just not seeing it. So if this isn't clear, please let me know, because I don't want anybody to be confused or anything like that. So that's everything that you will need to make this project. I will come back and show you how to assemble everything at the end of the video, which is going to be in a few minutes, because I've already showed you how it's supposed to look. And if you have any questions on it, please feel free to email me at crocheterscreed.com. Not crocheterscreed, crocheterscreed@gmail.com, or leave a question in the comments. So let's start assembling everything. Alright, so I've attached some black yarn to my yarn needle, and what you're going to do is you're going to kind of eyeball it and see what goes. I kind of eyeball it and look straight down the middle, and add your black yarn. And I've already started, but I'm going to show you what to do. So you already see how this has already come out like this. I'm going to have to go back in over top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to eyeball this and try to leave a gap in between your stitches, because that's how it's supposed to look. Now if you want to take the easy way out, and that might be a bit long, but whatever. If you want to take the easy way out and go back in to the same stitch now. If you want to take the easy way out and just glue the pieces on, I mean, you could go ahead, but be careful, because it is really, really dangerous, and I've burned myself many of times. Okay. That's down the middle. Let me put one more. Let's see. This is going to look right. Let's see. Put this over here. Let's see if that'll look right. Hopefully it will. What do you think? I think it's good enough for me. I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can do as many stitches as you want. Just depends on your preference. So after you do that, what I like to do is I like to go back into that stitch again, and I just like to push the needle anywhere that this will come out of. I like to push the needle in and pull it out on a random spot so that the yarn just won't fall out somewhere. And I'll sew this top part up here. Let me fix this. And then I'm going to cut this off here and poke that back in. And that is how you add on the stitches. And I'll sew this in. So that's the stitches part. Alright, so GIR, well, the doggy suit that he has on, the eyes, well, the pupils are very, very tiny. So what I've done is I'm going to show you, I added a thing of black yarn to my yarn needle again, excuse me. And for each, I've already added the sort of pupil to this side. And you're just gonna add it on the opposite side of the opposite eye. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take your needle and sort of eyeball it, go through, pull through, and go out. However big you want your pupil to be, go back out, and then you're gonna go back in to the same stitch. Come on. Go back into the same stitch and go out again on the other side again, and that sort of gives you your pupil sort of thing. Might have did that wrong. I have to go back and do that. Let me go back and try that again. As long as you get it right. See what that looks like on his head. Ah, so cute. Okay. So after you do that, that's what you're gonna do for the eyes, and we also have this this for the nose. We also use this technique for the nose. You can if you choose to. Now I added on my eyes. Now what you're going to do is, if you don't choose to sew in the nose how we sewed in the stitches, what you can do is you can chain 4 and single crochet in the first stitch into a decrease in the last 2 stitches, and this will form this sort of triangle thing. And you want to put it down about maybe either the last little stitch you made, or maybe below that. It's all up to you. And the bottom string, to when you yarned off, you can just sew back in and let it sort of hang like that. But I recommend you do sew this in and leave a tiny, sew this here to make it look more sort of realistic. So sew on your nose. Now for the ears, you're just going to space them out and make sure they're even, and either sew or glue on your ears, and this is how they should look. Alright, for the tongue, what you're going to do, like you did with the eyes and the nose, is you're going to pull that through. I'm just going to go up a bit so you can make the slit. in the tongue. And that's it. Okay, so I've let the ears sort of fall down, but I added on the tongue. So now what you're going to do is, as you saw in the pattern, you leave the opening, you leave the neck part open, and leave a long tail. Also for that, if you haven't left a long tail, just tie on some more yarn to it. You didn't make a mistake. Now I'm going to tie my yarn to my needle, or insert my yarn into my needle. And I might need a bit more yarn than this. But you see how here is where the this is where you would normally put normally connect the neck. But what I want you to do is, instead of doing it in the middle, I want you to move farther back, because his neck sits. It's not like that. It's more back. So put it farther back behind the main circle, right about there maybe. And I want you to sew that in with the neck open. Sew it in with the neck open. And I will come back and show you and join the arms and join the legs and the zipper. And then we will be done. Alright, my friend here is going to hold his arms while I glue on the legs. So what you're going to do for this is you're just going to sit the legs, sew them or glue them if you want, and they'll be sitting like that. Oh, excuse me. And I'll take these from you, little friend. And what I want you to do with the arms, whether you glue them on or, see, that's also something I don't like, is that with the black yarn you can see the outside of it, or the stuffing. But what you're going to do, like this anyway, I want you to squish the top part of the arm, and that might show, but it's okay. Squish the top part of the arm so it's sort of like that, and then add it on, because his arm, the top part of his arm is kind of smushed. Not smushed, but, and you'll add them like that, sewing or gluing them on. And then you will add your tail to the back of him. I'll show you that too, but for now, add on the arms and the legs. Alright, now for the buckle portion, for the, for the zigzag part to the buckle, or the zipper in this case, you're just basically going to eyeball this as well. And you can either sew it in or glue it in, but I'm just going to glue mine and shape it sort of in the way that I want it to. But try to make a zigzag with your yarn, or with the glue, zigzag the glue first, and then try safely, wear gloves if you have to, push down and use either a Q-tip or the bottom of your yarn needle or something, and push it down to make the glue stick, but don't put too much, and just do a sort of up zipper sort of pattern. And then you add your, where is it? Your buckle up here, not buckle, the zipper. You add that up there after you've done the zigzag, which, I mean, should only go, should stop at the zipper part. So make your design down there, up the zipper part, either glue or sewing, but I'm going to do the sewing, I'm going to do the glue, and then add on this part, and then glue this to his body, which will look like, glue it to the middle of his tummy, and then we will be done, and I will show you the final, show you the final product. Alright, now this is the final product. This is GIR. in the thumbnail I'd have to have him standing up, but this is how he looks from top to bottom. And the next project that I'm going to be making is regular GIR, regular robot GIR. So I thank you for visiting my channel, and I will see you soon with a new video.